know you will not miss it this year, right? So the conference is amazing. You will learn so much, personal development, business, and stuff. So be there for the conference. It is 200 Ghana cedis. You can register now and begin the payments. 13 days to go. 13 days to go. So don't exempt yourself. So I already mentioned Thursday, 21st, frontline leaders. So on the 2nd September, Friday, we're here. 24th, the Sunday, and then the Sunday, I forgot about that. The Sunday, the 24th, this Sunday's week, will be a joint service as well. A joint service. In 2 weeks' time, right? 2 weeks' time. So this Sunday's week will be a joint service where we'll all come together, just like we'll do on the Friday. We'll come here, and then we're going to fill the whole place. We will fill the whole place. You're going to see some new things happening as well. So invite somebody. Talk to somebody about this man. And God will bless you. God will bless you. And be here yourself. Now, I love my church. I love my church. I love the logo. The logo itself is really, really beautiful. So for the month of October, we're getting into I love my church. And in Matthew chapter 16, verse 18, Jesus said, Peter, I say, and I also say to you that you are Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades shall not prevail against it. So the month of October will be the month of I love my church. And there will be t-shirts. There will be things. You are going to be a part of it. We have lots and lots of activities planned for the whole month of October where we love our church, the Church of Jesus Christ, the church that you are a part of. So think about this as we head into the month of October as well, and then prepare some money for little souvenirs. Last announcement, welfare. So I think everybody should be a part of the welfare. If you are not, be a part of it. When you get there, there will be a guy over there. You go there. We have different payments. We have the 30 cedis for the gold. That is what I do. The silver is 20 cedis. The bronze is 10 cedis. And you can register and you can contribute. And even if you don't take it, it's for the good of the work of God, right? So please be a part of it. It's small money. And I believe 10 cedis, come on, right? 10 cedis. You can be a part of it. Very good. On the 14th, that is this Thursday, the Women's Net. If you're a woman here, you're welcome to join in. Beautiful, beautiful encounters they have here. So they are meeting on Thursday, the 14th. And the men, we are meeting on the Sunday, the 17th. And so there will be, we are all meeting here. The ladies are meeting at 5:30 p.m. at the Aseda block. And the men, we are meeting here at 6 p.m. at this auditorium. So thank you. And we're going to be blessed by our senior pastor, Dr.Gospel, Odame. And I think we know him. Every time he mounts the stage, we are blessed. So I wouldn't do much talking. The team will lead us in the worship, and then he will mount the stage. So thank you.
Hallelujah. Oh, amen.
Amen.
Amen. Can you give me a wave? Come on, just give me a wave. Tell somebody the word of God can change you. Oh, tell another person the glory of God will change you.
Glory of God.
Hallelujah.
As we come before your presence, we'll be changed. We'll be changed. Fill us with your power as we surrender to your spirit. We'll be changed. We'll be changed. Oh, manifest your glory as we come before your presence. We'll be changed. We'll be changed. Lord, fill us with your power as we surrender to your spirit. spirit will be changed. Will be changed. You are here, so will be changed. You are here, so will be changed. Manifest,
Manifest your glory
as we come
before your presence.
We'll be
We'll be
changed.
changed.
We'll be changed.
We'll be changed.
Oh Lord, fill us with your power.
Fill us with your power
As we surrender
as
to
we
your
surrender to your spirit.
We'll be changed.
We'll be changed.
We'll be changed.
We'll be changed. Manifest your glory
As we come
before your presence.
we'll be
We'll be
changed.
changed.
We'll be changed.
We'll be changed. Oh, fill us with your power
As we
as we
surrender,
surrender to your spirit.
we'll be
We'll be
changed.
changed.
We'll be changed.
We'll be changed.
You are here. You are here.
So we'll be changed.
You are here.
So
We'll be changed. You are here.
you are here. So we'll be changed.
You are here.
You are here. So we'll be changed.
You are here.
So we'll be changed.
You are here.
You are here. So we'll be changed. Manifest your glory
As we come
before your presence.
we'll be
We'll be changed.
We'll be changed.
We'll be changed. Fill us with your power
We
as we
surrender.
surrender to your spirit. We'll be changed. We'll be changed.
You are here, so we'll be changed. You are here, so we'll be changed. And Lord, manifest your glory as we come before your presence. We'll be changed. We'll be changed. And fill us with your power as we surrender to your spirit. We'll be changed. Yeah. We'll be changed. You are here, so we'll be changed. You are here, so we'll be changed.
Manifest your glory
As we
come before your presence.
we'll be
We'll be changed. We'll be changed. Lord, fill us with your power as we surrender to your spirit. We'll be changed. We'll surrender to your spirit. We'll be changed.
You are here, so we'll be changed. You are here, so we'll be changed.
Lift your two hands up with me this morning. Let's just go before the Lord in prayer. Trust Him that He will transform us by the renewing of His word. Lord, our prayer today is come in fullness of strength. And Lord, transform our heart and soul. Affect our spirit. And Lord, honor your name. We honor you. We give you praise. We thank you for what you're doing among us. Take preeminence today and let your name be glorified. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. Say hello to your neighbor before you take your seat. All right. It's good to see you. I want to encourage us as a church that this is not the season to stay home. In our meetings, I've realized that anytime there's a program in church, people wait, attend the program, and after that they go on a holiday. So just after every program, you expect people to stay at home for 2 weeks, 3 weeks before they show up. It used to be the same anytime I traveled and came back. Somebody told me specifically, said, Pastor, when you travel, I know you're going to be away for 3 weeks. So I wait 3 weeks when I come to church and you are not there before I come back. This is not about trying to make the best out of anything. We have to be consistent. We have to be focused as a church. If not, we will not get to where we're going. And we need everyone's input. We need everyone's hand in doing that. If you can be committed a little bit beyond where you are, it will be of help to us. So you can be stable, you can be focused, and you can help us do what we have to do. The numbers to our evening services, the Tuesday and the Friday, I think they are dwindling. People, it got up, and now people have taken a break. We want us to be talking about it before we respond. It is a lifestyle. It's something we must be doing without being told anything. So please, come back to Tuesday meeting, come back to Friday meetings, and let's do what we're supposed to do and do our best. I was looking at the numbers. I don't have time to go through the numbers, but the numbers that were in the evening meetings for the month were not encouraging at all. And because of that, where is Ben? Where is Pastor Ben? See outside. I wanted to let you have the records, but in terms of attendance, coming for the evening services, attendance, I think with attendance, it was Bethel that was last. Bethel, there were meetings where there was not even a single person from Bethel in the evening meetings. So they were last. In terms of finances, our offerings, the last month, Covenant was last. Covenant didn't even raise up to 200 or something for the whole month as a congregation. So it gives the whole power to one group to dominate. And
Jesus is the answer for the world today. I'm having Above him there's no other. Jesus is the way. Oh, Jesus is the answer for the world today. Above him there's no other. Jesus is the way. Come breathe in me, and I will rise on thee. Come live in me, come live in me, all my life. Take over. Wings on eagle's wings. Come breathe in me, and I will rise on eagle's. Come live in me, come live in me, all my life. Take over. Come breathe in me, come breathe in me, and I will rise, and I will rise on eagle's wings, on eagle's wings. Jesus is the answer for the world today. Above him there's no other. Jesus is the way. Oh, Jesus is the answer for the world today. Above him there's no other. Jesus is the way. Come breathe in me, and I will rise on thee. Come live in me, come live in me, all my life. Take over. Come breathe in me, come breathe in me, and I will rise, and I will rise on eagle's wings, on eagle's wings. Jesus is the answer for the world today. Above him there's no other. Jesus is the way. Oh, Jesus is the answer for the world today. Above him there's no other. Jesus is the way. Come breathe in me, and I will rise on thee. Come live in me, come live in me, all my life. Take over. Come Jesus is the answer for the world today. Above him, there's no other. Jesus is the way. Oh, Jesus is the answer for the world today. Above him, there's no other. Jesus is the way. Come breathe in me, and I will rise on eagle. Come live in me, come live in me, all my life. Take over. Wings on eagle's wings. Jesus is the answer. Restore to me the joy of salvation and renew a right spirit within me, and renew a right spirit within me. Oh, would you cast me not away from thy presence, oh Lord, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me, and restore to me every joy of salvation, and renew a right spirit within me. Oh, restore to me the joy of salvation, and renew a right spirit within me. Oh, restore to me the joy of salvation, and renew a right spirit within me, and renew a right spirit within me. Oh, would you cast me not away from thy presence, oh Lord, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me, and restore to me every joy of salvation, and renew a right spirit within me. Oh, restore to me the joy of salvation, and renew a right spirit within me. Oh, restore to me the joy of salvation, to me the joy of salvation and renew a right spirit within me, and renew a right spirit within me. Oh, would you cast me not away from thy presence, O Lord, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me, and restore to me every joy of salvation, and renew a right spirit within me. Oh, restore to me the joy of salvation and renew a right spirit within me. Oh, restore to me the joy of salvation and renew a right spirit within me, and renew a right spirit within me. Oh, would you cast me not away from thy presence, O Lord, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me, and restore to me every joy of salvation and renew a right spirit within me. Oh, restore to me the joy of salvation and renew a right spirit.
That are coming for the meeting. And that is why you need to be there, because some of us, we need to raise our level. You want to work somewhere, you want to understand things, but you are not linking up with the right people. So we want to create a forum for socialization, a forum for networking, and also to feast, to have an easy time to eat and hear wisdom. Anybody who attended last year's Maximus know what the benefit was. It was extraordinary. Last year was extraordinary. And at the end, they were issued certificates. They were given certificates of attendance, and it was a blessing. So I want to encourage you, please register. It is 200. 200 is not any big thing. You know our currency today, 200 is nothing. The buffet lunch alone, they are asking for 150 per person. So what is 200 going to do? Your 50 cedis is not going to fly him from America to this place. It's not going to pay for his hotel. It's not going to do much. The billboards we are raising in town, the handbills. So this is just about you. We want to build you. That's why we want you to attend. Encourage other people, draw people in, and let them come and benefit from that. The Thursday before Maximize, we are organizing ourselves as leaders and workers and pastors in the church for him to come and speak to us on leadership, build us up. The Thursday meeting is not for everybody. It's for people who are working in the church. And we'll be inviting some of our branches. A lot of our mission pastors are going to be here with their leaders, and some churches that have asked permission for their people to also attend they're going to be there for the Thursday. It's an exclusive meeting for workers and leaders of Elim City and people that have been permitted to come. The Friday is a general program. So Friday, the atmosphere will be changing. We'll be having lights and all that. We'll be celebrating, having a wonderful evening on the Friday. That is a powerful Friday night. He will be reaching out to us. Then the Sunday, we come again for a joint service. By 8:30, you should be seated, so we can have enough time to go through what we're going through. The Sunday is 8:30. Invite someone. We've printed handbills. They are available. So get the handbills and give them out. Share on social media. Reach out to people. Bless people. And let them be part of what God is doing in this place. I have spent 30 minutes of my time to do all this. So let's share the grace. All right. It's good to have everyone here. It's good to see Sister Sewa back. I'm happy that you are back. A huge burden is taken away. All the consolidation burden is taken away. Happy to see Morgan. Great to see you. Welcome. All right. Last week, I started sharing on learning from the best. Learning from the best. And obviously, half of the message is cut by this lengthy announcement. This time, we are very strict with time, so I can't go beyond. But part one was interesting. In a year like the one we are in, we're talking about new wine skin. And one of the things that pertains to new wine skin is change. We want to ensure that the new grace, the new ability, the new capacity God is giving us, what God is pouring into us, innovation and creativity, those things will be put in a better container. Because if the container is weak, or is leaking, or is old, or is embedded with tradition and culture, that container is not going to be able to serve its purpose. So we want to have a new wine skin that will contain the new wine. And when we say new may be renewing. When you renew something, it also means it's new. There's a process by which an old wine skin can be taken through a cycle and it will be made new. When it's made new, it's able to restore its elasticity. It's able to restore the ability to expand, to take in new wine so that the chemical effect on the background of the wineskin doesn't break it. It gets preserved. And in that season that we're talking about, that God is working on us to do new things, go crazy, do stuff, change stuff. In that year, every change that comes must be embraced. It can make a difference to what we're doing. And some of this change sometimes come from the best. Learning principles and ideologies. Getting ideas from the best. And who are the best that I'm referring to? The best is someone that is versatile, somebody who is well versed in the subject, somebody who is a master of it, somebody who has championed a cause. These people are the best in their areas. If you want somebody to teach you something, you are going to look for an expert to teach you. I'm happy to say that some of these experts are not humans. Some of this expertise can be found with creatures, animals, other stuff that God has made. In Job chapter 12, verse 7, we read last week from the NIV, it says that, but ask the animals, and they will teach you, all the birds in the sky, and they will tell you. So animals can teach us something, and birds can also tell us stuff. We just have to zoom in into their lives and take up the principles that will help us run a better life and give us a better living. So we learn from them. I said last week that God, or the Bible for that matter, does not underestimate humans' superiority over these creatures. We are better than animals by far. So I'm not saying the best is an animal. What I'm saying is they have things that can help us, empower us. So we are not underestimated, but we can learn principles from these creatures. Jesus himself used animals as illustration to help us shape our human behavior. When he started talking about stuff, Jesus told us that we should be wise and smart like the snake. He was just using an animal to shape our way of doing things. So it is not new. In the book of Proverbs, I read last week, which I don't have time to go into. Last week we read that people who are sluggards or sluggish, lazy, are directed to the ant to learn their ways, because the ant is able to gather much when the weather is favorable, so that when things go bad, the ant will feed on what it's gathered. And it tells us that we should not be lazy. We should get up. If we sleep, we will get into poverty. So the ant becomes a lesson. The attitude of the ant is used to empower us to rise up to do better. One of the creatures that we are looking at today, or from last week and beyond, is a creature that goes back into history. You look at literature alongside the Bible in the Old Testament and the New Testament, they are mentioned. They've been around a long time. Human beings have identified their behavior a long time ago and realized that we can do better if we behave the same. And in the book of Proverbs chapter 30 verse 18 and 19, the writer refers to this creature, which I'm going to read from the New Living Translation. It says, there are three things that amaze me. There are three things that amaze me. No. He was debating with himself. He said, no. 4 things. It's not 3, 4. 4 things that I don't understand. 1, how an eagle glides through the sky. It's amazing how the eagle glides through the sky. 2, how a snake slithers on a rock. You see a snake moving on a rock. It has no feet, but it moves very fast. It amazes the writer. And he said 3, how a ship navigates the ocean. The big ocean and the ship is on it, and it knows where it is going. It navigates its way. And he said the 4th thing, what he almost forgot and added, he says, how a man loves a woman. That is also amazing. And that can not be explained in any way. Sometimes men go crazy when they are in love. They do anything. What I want us to pick from this is how the eagle glides through the sky. It means we can learn from the eagle. In monitoring the behavior of eagles, looking at them closely, you will notice that they exhibit certain characteristics that make them so distinct. It makes them different from all the other creatures, like other birds. They come across as special, and they are better than many of the birds that we can talk about. The book of Isaiah chapter 40 verse 31 gives us a clue of what the eagle stands for. It is said that those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. It is an eagle's life that has been superimposed on human life. That if we study the eagle and learn principles of the eagle, that is how our behavior is going to look like. We're going to do better. So out of this, I'm dealing with 8 different things that we can learn from the eagle. And it's actually more than 8, but I have condensed, compressed, compacted it so that it doesn't take forever. And even with this that I've kind of fit into our calendar, I realize that if I'm not careful, I'll not finish this year. It can take me to next year, but I want to get away with it quickly so we can get into other stuff, because as a church, we have so much to talk about. Last week, I dealt with the first, And the first, I said that eagles soar at high altitudes and alone. They soar at high altitudes and what? And they do it alone. And I'll explain what alone means. Eagles don't fly. They soar. What do we mean by eagles soaring? The other birds will flip their wings and get up. The eagle doesn't do that. It opens its wings, stand on a very solid place, and wait for the right wind to come, and it will mount up like that and go higher and higher and higher and higher. We know that the eagle can go as far as 10,000 feet in the sky, which no bird, the sparrow, the vulture, the dove will not get there. It's only a realm for eagles. They fly there, 10,000 feet. And they soar. What we can learn from them is you and I take advantage of the wind, the air. And what we take advantage of is just what we breathe in. But the eagle goes beyond breathing the air. What may look like a storm, what may look like an excessive air or wind to you, which you don't like, it looks for that to be able to mount up. It takes advantage of the wind. And what it does is it stands at the right place at the right time and waits for the wind to come so it can go up. We must be people who take advantage of the wind. We have to spread our wings and wait for the right wind to come under our wings so we can mount up. What I mean by that is there are opportunities that God creates, what Ecclesiastes chapter 3 calls seasons of time. Everybody will have opportunities in life. There are things that will come your way. If you are able to identify the right opportunity, the right moment, and you know how to mount up, that will be the change of your life. That will be taking you to another realm that you never thought about. Many of us are stuck where we are because we keep missing seasons and opportunities. We keep missing arrangement God has set in place for us to ride on. There are opportunities you can ride on. Sometimes the opportunities come in the form of an obstacle. It comes in the form of a problem. But if you are able to see beyond, you will see that that problem may be your breakthrough. I don't have time to repreach that. But we learned from David that whilst Israel was sleeping and the king himself, Saul, was hiding, because Goliath has come to change the battle and said, give me a man. This time we are not fighting each other as nation against nation. This time is between representatives. Whoever wins, their people win. And he stood there and offered and uttered vulgar words, defying words, cursing words to Israel, and everybody was hiding. David gets to the field, not because he was going to fight. He was a young boy. He goes there to give food to his brothers. And when the brothers were hiding because he was shouting and rolling at them, he asks, what will be given to the man who wins the battle with this man? What happens if I conquer him? It was rehearsed in the ears of the king. They gave him armor which he could not handle, but he went with what he knew. We went through the story last week, and we realized that it became the beginning of his height. The women started singing. David has killed 10,000, and Saul has killed 1,000. It was the downfall of Saul, and it was the beginning of a new king who had risen. He took advantage of opportunities. When you get opportunities, sometimes it glares on your face, and it looks like it's a problem, but that problem can bring you a breakthrough. Because when you have the solution, you have answered to the world. Look at all the people that have made wealth in the world. Tell me, those who really set out to get wealth. Money is so elusive that if you set your mind to get wealth, you don't get it. People who get wealth in the world are people who decided to solve the world's problems, and wealth came to them. When Steve Jobs decided to solve the world's problem in computing, money started coming to him. And he's dead and gone, money is still going to Apple because they have solution. People who have solution to vaccines and all that, people who had answers to the problems of this world, they are making it. I have taken my time to interview some of these private schools that are doing well. And most of them, what they say is, we didn't set out to start a school. Some of them will say, I moved to a new community and there was no school that was befitting for my children. So I decided to start a home school, and it enlarged and it became a school, and now people are patronizing. People are bringing in money. When you get answers to life, people will bring you money. Hello? Hello? If you want to do well, what you have to think about is looking for the opportunity to mount up like the eagle. And if we identify that, we will make a change. We also said that the eagle doesn't see the cloud as an obstacle. Even planes are careful of cloud because it can shake the entire plane. But eagle will just glide in the air. The cloud is not an obstacle. Life is bound to have obstacles. There are issues that we'll have in our family. There are issues with our job, with our finances. There are issues with our health. There are troubles that will come, but they may come and not necessarily have to take us out. We have to stand in there, have to be strong as the eagle and glide through them. We must take advantage of them rather than they taking advantage of us. Eagles go so high, and they don't fly with the vultures. They don't fly with the chickens. They go so high. And I told you last week that you need to fly high and leave the sparrows and the vultures behind, because they will bring you down. Flying alone means that there's a group of people you don't have to go with. Bible says that when you walk with the wise, you gain wisdom. Iron sharpens what? Iron. So the people you move with is very important. They have influence. They have a way to affect you and impact you. What we need to do as a people is we must fly high. And if we're going to go high, we need other eagles prepared by God. Definitely God has prepared somebody to help you. Definitely. There's a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. That's what the Bible says. So there are people arranged to help you. It is not good for man to be alone. So don't think the race is for you alone. The race is for you, but God has designed people around you to help you get to where you're going. So we saw higher, but we saw alone with eagles, other eagles that are selected, people that God has designed to help us and to help us get to where we're going. Every one of us, wherever you are, somebody helped you to get there. God used somebody to get you there. Somebody you didn't even, sometimes you met them as a friend, and all of a sudden they became an inspiration, or they connected you to someone. Ghana connection. You need connection to go anywhere. So there are people that we ride on their shoulders to get to where we're going. We need to be able to identify them. It's not everybody. There are some people too, you go with them, you fail. Totally. They are just chicken. They are going to destroy your eagle vision and take you out. So we encourage ourselves last week. I don't have all the time to be able to talk through all that. I want to quickly jump on what I want to talk about today. I don't want to go to number 3. I just want to stick to number 2 today. Number 3 will come another time. Maybe when I start dealing with number 3, I'll not do any introduction. So I'll be able to have time. So, number 2, eagles has accurate vision. Accurate vision. One of the assets of an eagle is its sight. Eagles have accurate vision. The word vision is so important that in the Old Testament and the New Testament, the word and its related words, 130 times is been written. So it is important. It must be part of our vocabulary. If we are going to be able to make a difference in life, vision is something we cannot ostracize. It's something that must be incorporated. It's something that we have to embrace and work with. Vision is important. Vision. If you go for an eye test, or before you get your driving license, or even after getting your driving license, 10 years they ask you to come and check your sight so you don't kill people. And they expect you to have what they call Vision 2020. Vision 2020 means that you can see 20 feet without a problem. So the best sight that we can deal with is Vision 2020. But the eagle has a vision that is 4 to 8 times more than that of a human vision. The eagle beats us. We have a bigger head and bigger eyes, but the small head of an eagle with the small eyes beat us hands down. I'm not saying plus 4 or plus 8. It's not addition. I'm saying multiplication. So if you and I have Vision 2020, the eagle has what? Vision 160, 160. And it sees. Oh, Pastor, how can that small bird see? Look at satellites in the sky. Have you realized that the world is under scrutiny? They are watching you. When Gaddafi was alive, he was in his washroom and they brought him a picture of him taking his bath. And he realized that he wasn't safe. Look, everything that happens in the world, there are eyes in the sky, satellites moving everywhere, watching. I remember when Google first came, you go to Google Map and they show your house. I remember in the UK, they show your house with your cars parked in front and all that. And people started protesting that, no, you let thieves come to my house. Because when people check Google Map, they can know whether you are home or you are not home. They are watching everywhere. And the eagle has a natural ability to spy. It can watch. The eagle can spot stuff about 5 kilometers away. 5 kilometers. It can see something 5 kilometers away. And if it's going to get a prey, it will time it from 3.2 kilometers away. That is 2 miles away. It knows the prey that is going for. That's how sharp the eagle is. When it is up 10,000 feet, it can spot a prey. See 10,000. The cloud is not an obstacle at all. It can just see through and see something that it's looking for. 10,000 feet. I am not asking you to have the eagle's vision. You need a vision, but it's not the eagle's vision. Because if you and I are looking for the eagle's vision, we will fail. God didn't design us to have the eagle's vision. We see very short distance. But I can tell you that God gave us something that is better than the eagle's vision. He gave you your brains. Your brain has an eye, and your brain can see far and further into the future than the eagle. There is no brain designed like the human brain. Even computers can never be compared. The AI system, the artificial intelligence they're talking about and all that, those things can never be related to the brain. The brain has certain capacities that nobody can talk about. So your eyes may not see far, but your brains can see far. And what we have to do as people is to allow our brains to go so far. That is the benefit of meditation. There are times you sit down and you go through stuff and you find answers and situations, and before they come to you, they are resolved. Brain. Every one of us needs to have a vision. Proverbs chapter 29 verse 18 from the English Standard Version, it says that where there is no prophetic vision, the people cast off restraint. But blessed is he who keeps the law. Prophetic vision. It means that it's not natural vision. Please, don't begin to see just naturally. Begin to see beyond. See beyond. See beyond. See beyond. Let your brain work. There's this guy in South Africa, a bishop in the Christian faith. And they heard that he was so intelligent and wise. So they went to South Africa to go and research into his wisdom, how he got it. They wanted to test his IQ to check how fast this guy can think. And they said when they put him on a machine and the machine started reading, it was normal. And they said, oh, look, it's a hoax. They're just telling us this guy is wise, but he's not. Then he said, put the machine on again. They put the machine on and he started speaking in tongues. All of a sudden, the machine started reading and went over. It went over. It went. Then they said, stop it. You are spoiling our machine. When you tap into the supernatural, your brains are able to get to a place where your foot has never reached. Your mind may have never thought about, but God can reveal things to you. Your future can be revealed to you. Where you're going can be revealed to you. What God wants to do in your life can be seen way ahead in your brain. And every one of us, if you're going to make a difference in life, you need to have a vision. You must understand that where you are is not the end. The obstacles around you, the cloud, the pain, the anxiety, the perplexity, the challenge that you're going through, the financial trouble, it is not the vision. The vision lies beyond that. So in the midst of what you're going through, you're still looking ahead and you say, it is well with my soul. It is well. The challenge may be now, but there's hope. There's something ahead, and we call it vision. You need to visualize with your brains, with the wisdom God has given you. You need to watch ahead. Friends, without vision, we will perish. There are people who come to you and say, oh, Elim City, this is a good church. Everything is fine. And I'm asking myself, am I normal? How come I'm the only person seeing things that they are not working? How come I'm the only person saying that things are not well? And people are enthused about us. And I realize that the difference is what I see ahead. Where I am going, not where we are. If you are going somewhere, where you are is just a stepping stone. And it's not everything. Some of us, we're supposed to think way ahead and not celebrate ourselves where we are. Because where you are is nowhere compared to where God intends to take you. You need to have a vision. Eagles have extraordinary and to listen. They reflect and they listen. Many of us, we don't listen and we don't reflect. When the eagle sees something, it is listening for sound. It's listening for something that shows life. It's listening that this is this. And they reflect. They go through the reality of stuff. Many of us don't go through the reality of stuff. We are using a fake mirror. Have you seen certain mirrors that when you watch, it's like you are too close? And some of them, when you watch, it's like you are too far. They distort the image. Many of us are looking through the wrong lenses and glasses. We have to come to a place of reality where you know how life works, that you know that this is how it's going to be. We must reflect on things. We must really understand circumstances. We must be able to listen to others. Many of us don't want to listen. You think you are embodiment of wisdom and it's you and you alone. You don't listen to anybody, and that is why you are failing. If you are able to open your mind and listen to others, you'll be able to make a better decision. Listen. Listen. Don't pretend to listen, but listen. The eagle will listen. It also has the ability to look and see. Looking and seeing are two different things. You can look and not see. But it's able to look and it's able to see what is there. My friend, if you can see, you realize that everything is not where you are right now. If you can see, you know that the problems you are going through is temporal. If you can see that what looks nice and great today may be nothing tomorrow. See beyond where you are. See where you want to go. See what God is going to do. See what is ahead of you. Because normal eyes have not seen. Normal ears have not heard. Neither has it entered into normal heart what God has prepared for those that he loves. Because what God has prepared takes another eye to see. It takes another ear to hear. You have to buy into the wisdom of God and be able to go far and know that there is vision ahead for you. What is your vision? Are you living aimlessly and walking anyhow because you don't have a vision? What is your short-term goal? What is your long-term goal? What are you fighting to reach? Or you just want to get to anything at all and be satisfied? I've said here that sometimes I get amazed. Just like the proverb says that he's amazed how men love women. I get amazed about how women envisage life sometimes. You see young girls that have not finished school, or people who do not even have jobs, young ladies, and you check their phone, and every time they are on TikTok or they are watching something, they are watching engagements. and how the couple are dressed and how they are dancing, and they are watching wedding gowns, but you don't have a job. You have no job security. You have no future. You are looking for a man to come and marry you so he can pay for your debt and pay for you and give you food. And you see that as how satisfaction of life is going to be. You have no vision. Marriage is not a vision. Marriage is one of the side effects. What God called us to do is not to come and marry. Paul was not interested whether he was married or he was single. What God called you to do, marriage is a lesson that everyone can learn. Marriage is a preparation for the final wedding between Christ and the church. So marriage gives us the ability to learn. It is a practical ground. It's a dress rehearsal. People will get it, others will not get it. Roman fathers don't get it. So your life must not be centered on that. If you are married, praise God for your life. If you are not married, move on. Look at better things and focus on them and make a difference in the world you live in. Because greater women that made a change in our world, some of them didn't even marry. Madame Teresa had no time for marriage. She changed our world. So what is it that you make it look as if you don't marry, the world has come to an end? You are crying. You are following every man. You are spending your money on everyone. You have sold your conscience and everything. Everything is about marriage. My friend, what is your problem as a young lady? Whilst the men are looking to aim high and get to higher heights, you are thinking of marriage so they can get their money and take care of you. And something that when they get married, they are going to be happy. Who told you that marriage is happiness? Who told you? Happiness comes out of happenings. So what is going to happen? In a year, maximum 2 years, the euphoria, the love, the falling in love, and they're going to wear out. And when they wear out, it takes people who have the brains to work it out, to pull it together to get going. You want to ask me? I've been married for 25 years. I can tell you more. Hello? You need to realize that life is bigger than what you are thinking right now. Get a vision. Get a better dream for your life. Think about God and where He can take you to. There is so much that we can do that we don't have to waste our time. So much. So much. So much to do. With all the skill that you are learning, all you want to do is to end up in somebody's kitchen and cook them a meal and make them happy. That's it. You think that is that? When we go by tradition, we think that is what women were created for. Women have brains that men will envy. Women are intelligent. Women, let me tell you, a woman has the ability to think about so many things and do so many things at the same time. They are able to multitask. A woman will be cooking. She will be watching TV. She's also on her phone. And she's doing all these things and they will get it through. Let a man try. The food will get bent. Talking skill. While babies are growing and they are playing and they are talking to their doll and they are combing their hair and talking to the doll, the men are just on the playground saying, hoo, 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 hoo. We don't even know how to talk. The women are intelligent. They are talking and they are playing with their dolls. And men don't start speaking early because we are just jumping about, kicking things, jumping. And yet, we submerge everything to something else. Get a vision in life. Upgrade yourself. Look at where you're going. Go higher. Go higher. Think about what God has for you and how generations must change through you. Get a vision. Get a vision. Move forward. Bible says in Hebrews chapter 12 verse 2, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of God. It means that while Jesus was being slapped, why Jesus was being spat at, why Jesus was being ridiculed, why Jesus was being criticized. Everything that Jesus went through, he didn't give up. And the reason why he didn't give up was because his vision was not on the immediate. His vision was not on what was happening around him. His vision was set on the throne of God, his place, which was the right-hand side of God the Father. And you could look at that and say, the present doesn't matter. You can roast me. You can cook me. As long as I'll get there. He despised the shame. He endured the cross. It is time for you to have a vision, because if you are going to endure the cross, it takes a vision to be able to do that. It takes something bigger and larger beyond what you are thinking to be able to go through the crisis you are going through. If not, you will fail. Look beyond. Look beyond. Not everything life throws at you is going to be pleasant, but don't let that be a bother. The eagle will not let the cloud limit it. Look beyond, have a vision. Go higher and higher and higher. Set goals. Set goals. Don't let anything. One thing about the eagle is it remains focused even if other things distract it. When it set eyes on it, pray, it will not take the eyes off. And that is what the devil wants to do. Life is about sidetracking you, taking your focus from what is important. So things are thrown at you. Everything will be thrown at you. You have every crisis coming in, but don't focus on them. Don't focus on them. Are you hearing me? Pastor Adams, I'm preaching, so sit where you are. When I'm preaching, nobody calls anybody. Keep focus. Don't take your eyes off. Vision. Set your eyes straight. Let the obstacles fly, but you know what you're looking for. What is distracting you? Are they singing a song that you are 30 and you are not married, so it's a problem? Just laugh it off and just keep focus. Are they saying that you amount to nothing, you don't have anything to show? What they are about to see, those who are laughing at you will laugh with you. A time will come, they will laugh with you. Now let them laugh at you, because you are not giving up on your dream and vision. Keep your eyes straight. Keep it focused. Don't be disturbed by anything. And that is how you succeed and you make it. Some of us move away so quickly. And that's the warning I want to sign before I close. We move away so quickly. Things distract us quickly. We move away so quickly. Some of the things that sometimes I stand and preach in certain services, and I'm wondering whether the people really understand life. Look, the things you hear can shape your destiny. And it's not just as that here, it happens. You are preaching and all of a sudden somebody gets a call. A mobile phone call, and they walk out to go and listen to the call, and they miss a whole session that you said that can transform their life. And they go and listen to the call, and who is calling them? The person say, oh, it's a wrong number. Somebody gave me this, and the wrong number called you out of a meeting to go and stand outside to talk. Wrong number. It's as if your destiny depends on a phone call. When did mobile phones come? Why should phone calls be our destiny? Ushers told me, they said in this church, some people came here, and while service was going on and preaching was going on, the person was watching porn. In church here, an usher saw the person watching porn. That what is listening is so boring that I'd rather watch this. We miss opportunities. We miss vision. It's important. One of the problems that I was dealing with in Asida, I will tell you, because we are a church. They said that when they are worshiping, people go in and out of the building, so they shut the door when they are worshiping. And I said, that is a good move, but I think the people should be disciplined to know that even when the doors are open, during worship, you don't go out. We must train them to think that way rather than closing the door. Because they will still go and open the door and make noise. when they don't understand it. Then I said, let me ask you a question. If worship is that important and people don't have to miss worship, so you close the door, I said, what happens when the word is being preached? Because when the word is being, worship is talking to God, but the word is God talking to us. Why don't you want to hear God to change your destiny? And during the preaching, you can go out and come in at any time. Hello? Hello? Is it why I stop you from going out? Sometimes when somebody is leading service, people are not even thinking about the message. They are thinking of announcement. So they are coming to give you announcement. Oh, when we close, say this. The announcement will not be important. What is important is what you are hearing. A person who wants to have a vision must open their eyes and see into the future. I'll read the last scripture and close. I'm 10 minutes beyond time. We need to close. Hebrew chapter 2, verse 2 and 3. Hebrew 2 and 3 from the English Standard Version. The Bible says, and the Lord answered me. Habakkuk, he said, and the Lord answered me. Write the vision. Make it plain on tables, so he may run who reads it. For still the vision awaits its appointed time. It hastens to the end. It will not lie. If it seems slow, wait for it. It will surely come. It will not delay. The vision will surely come. Once the vision is set, let the storm come. Let the rain fall. Let obstacle come your way. It will come. But if you have no vision, let the storm wait. Let the atmosphere be conducive. You still stay where you are. See beyond. See beyond. You need to depend on God to see beyond. Next week, I'll probably start dealing with the next one. The next one, I'll be talking about eagles don't eat carcasses. Eagles don't eat what? They don't eat carcasses. Eagles, they eat fresh meat. And they don't eat any fresh meat because some fresh meat are not fresh meat. When you see fresh meat put in this azonto, coming from the slaughterhouse to the market, and they sit on the meat, and they have all kinds of things on the meat, and the blood is oozing on the track, and I look at this and say, are human beings going to eat this? They are carcasses in disguise. How many cows die on the field, and the farmer doesn't want to lose 20,000, so it slits its head and put it as part of the meat, and we go and buy. Many of us eat carcasses. We are here. We buy it all the time. Some of the meat we buy in the food we buy outside, you put in your mouth and you stretch it and it bounces back. Then you know that this is dog meat. This is not normal. It is not normal. Carcasses. Christians, we eat carcasses. But the eagle doesn't. The eagle will only eat meat it has killed by itself. It will kill it and it will eat. If it doesn't kill it by itself, it will not eat it. So we'll deal with that next week, and I'll tell you what that implies as a Christian, what you must be doing. But today, what I want to let you know is it's important for you to have an eagle eye. Have a vision. Look into the future. Know your plan. Know your purpose. If you don't have one, when you talk to God, you can see. I'm privileged to travel around the world. And I started counting and I lost count because the minimum, I have gone over 50 nations. That's the minimum. But I realized that I didn't have any vision to travel the nations. I was in school as a student, and while we were praying one day in the field, our hands were held. All of a sudden, I was lost. I could see a picture. It looks as if I was on the street. And that street was glittering, lights all over. It was a bright place with taller buildings and everything. And I said, whoa, what is this? Then I see in the writing on the screen that I'm watching says Kuala Lumpur. I didn't know Kuala Lumpur was the capital of Malaysia. I had no idea. I was young. Those days we didn't Ghana News was just given by GBC. 9 o'clock they close. Yara, Yasasini, then the thing closed 9 o'clock. So I didn't know anything. It's not like today, 24-hour news. So I didn't know. But you see, when I saw it and I asked people, they said it's the name of a city. But what amazed me was when I got there, the circumstances that led me there was extraordinary. Was just God orchestrated. And when I got there, the place I stood and watched the city, 2 walls that they called Twin Towers those days, and it was the tallest building in the world that had just been completed. Just been completed. I saw it 10 years ago. Meaning that before the building even came up, God has shown me what was going to do what? Come up. That's what a vision does. You begin to see yourself in certain realms, in certain places, in certain positions, in certain roles, in certain areas that you never even... Now your lifestyle doesn't comply with that. It's not compatible where you are. That's why the Bible says eyes have not seen, ears have not heard. It is beyond. When God gives you a vision and tells you where he's taking you, you'll be amazed. And that will shape your life, and you stop eating with the vultures and stop eating with the sparrows, and you begin to soar with the eagles and begin to learn wisdom because you know where you're going. My friend, do you have a vision? My sister was asked, when you grow up, what would you be? And she said she want to own a chop bar. And they started laughing at her. They asked me, what do you want to be when you grow up? I said, I want to be a banker, bank manager. They said, you are the man. Even secular people know what is better, chop bar and bank. What do you want to do? Some of you, when I bring the microphone to you right now, you've been complaining of poverty. You've been complaining of lack of job. You've been complaining of marriage issues. You've been complaining of everything. If I bring you microphone right now and I ask you, what do you want? You will not be able to tell me. You have no vision. No vision. I told you of the story of the man in Italy that I was preaching in Italy, and there was this guy that was sitting there looking at me. It's okay. Don't come. I was in Italy preaching, and I was watching this young man sitting, and he was listening to me. And I said, if God appears right now and says, tell me what you want from me, and I'll do it for you, what would that be? I put the microphone in front of his mouth. He said, 200 euros. The whole room, everybody was laughing. So when we closed, a man walked to me and said, I am the brother of the guy you asked the question. Said, this boy, I just brought him from Ghana, and the money I paid through connection people to bring him here. When you asked him, I was even expecting him to tell you that he needs the money for the plane ticket, which will be about 2,000 euros. And he said what he needs is 200 euros. The boy is not thinking. You can be laughing at the boy, but ask yourself right now, what is your vision? Who do you want to be? Where do you want to get to? What do you want to see in your life? What do you want God to do? Ask yourself, what is the answer? You see, you are laughing. Nothing clicks. Your mind is blank. I want you to close your eyes and say, God, give me a vision. Give me a dream. Give me something. Let me hold on to something that will make a difference. Something that generations will benefit from. Something that will transform the lives of many. Something that it will be said over and over. Lord, change the world through me. Lord, give a difference. Make a difference. Let my life not be the same. Let me be an instrument of change. God, impact me. Influence me. God, let me believe that there's something beyond where I stand. That all other grounds are sinking sand. You are the only solid rock on which I stand. That there is a future no matter what. That there is a future no matter the problems. That there is a future no matter where I come from. No matter where I'm coming from. No matter what I can do or what I cannot do. It doesn't matter what the devil has done. It doesn't matter what I have done. It doesn't matter what people have done against me. It doesn't matter what circumstances have brought. What is important is where you are taking me. What is important is I can leap over walls. I can run through troops. I can walk over mountains because you are my strength. David said, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You set a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint anoint my head with oil, so my cup runs over. He said, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. You can make it in life. You can make a change in life. You can make a difference in life. You can transform something. All you have to do is to believe. 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 Set your eyes on Jesus. Whatever has happened to you now, it is not the end of your life. Whatever you are going through now, it is not the end of your life. Whatever you are seeing, they are stones, but they are stepping stones. You can step on those stones and you can go higher. When you find stepping stones, you step on it, you go higher. The stones that were thrown at Joseph in the pit, in the well, those stones became a stepping stones. When he had to come out of the well, it was the stone I probably believe he stood on. You can make a difference. You can make a difference. Believe. That is the essence of your Christian faith. If you can do it by yourself, you don't need God. But dream and let God help you. Dream and let God bring it to pass. Dream and let God empower you. Dream and receive inspiration from Him. Dream, dream, dream. Have a vision for yourself. Have a vision for yourself in life. You want that shop, you can own it. You want to open that company, you can own it. You want to open that factory, you can own it. You can also count millions. You can also be a millionaire. You can also ride in the car you want to ride. It is a matter of believing in God. Open your eyes and see. Open your eyes and see. Open your eyes and see. And I want you to see. Just see. Begin to see. Begin to see. Begin to see. Begin to see.
Send our voice as thine can be for. Oh, I need thee. Oh, I need thee. Oh, every I need thee. Oh, bless me now, my Savior. I come to, I need thee, I need thee, oh, I need thee, every I need thee, oh, bless me now, my Savior, I come, on Christ the solid rock I stand. All on the ground is sinking sand. All on the ground is sinking. My hope is built on nothing less but Jesus' blood and righteousness. I cannot trust the sweetest, but wholly on Jesus. Hey, on Christ, the solid rock. Hey, all on the ground, it's sinking sand. Oh, all on the ground, it's sinking sand. dear, oh,
What